Welcome to Straight Talk TV, the show that cares about you. And here's our host, Tony Brown.
Thank you, Steve. Today, like Steve said, the Straight Talk is the show that cares about you. And we here at Straight Talk say the information comes from the people to the people. And that is exactly, I'm amped up. I'm emotionally filled by the project that these ladies have that's going to share with you. It is Family Promise. And that is exactly what they're doing. They're making families' promises come true. But they have a way that they would like to do this. So we're going to get right into the program. We're going to go with the director of the board. We have two of the board members. And so we're going to go with the board chair. And I'm just going to read a little bit about her. And then she can share a little bit more. She's the volunteer board for Family Promises. She's lived in Portland for quite some time. Her name is Becky Lee, and she is, let me see if I get this right, is the philanthropist CDC of the Latino Community Development Corporation. I think I got that right. And she also attended the Portland Community Christian Church. She's a she is a mother, she's a wife. She is a person that's full of a lot of passion. But what's interesting, Miss Becky comes all the way from British Columbia. So she brought her passion from British Columbia all the way to Portland, Oregon. So please welcome Miss Becky Lee.
Hi, thank you so much for having us and for that warm introduction. It really is nice to be here with you and to share a little bit more about Family Promise of Metro East. We're a new nonprofit organization pulling together with the faith, in partnership with the faith community, to provide shelter and support and services to families experiencing homelessness in Northeast and Southeast Portland. That's our goal.
Wow. And we're going to get into a few of the numbers for people to kind of get a visual of how many people that you're helping and attempting to help. But with you is another board member. Mm-hmm. And this lady, when I first met her, her heart is just so big. She's been with Home Depot, and they are extremely blessed, if I may use that word, to be able to have this lady in their corporation. Because when I first met her, she greets you. It's not just her smile, but it's her energy. And she's 12 years in with the community on the board at Home Depot. I think I got 21 years at Home Depot. Yes. And she's also been involved with the community of Christian for 12 years. And she also volunteers on Do Good Community, Homeless Family. She has a big heart too. And so these two ladies are dynamic just by themselves. And I know some other ones. We're eventually, hopefully we can introduce them, interview them, and just share with the community worldwide what your project is all about. And when Miss Celinda brought it to me, she says, Tony, I'm working with this program. Is it possible? I like to have fun. So is it possible that you can interview us? I said, absolutely. No doubt. Please welcome Miss Celinda.
Hi, Tony. Thank you so much. It's a blessing to be able to meet you. And you know what? God always says there's no coincidence, right? That it really was meant for me and you to meet, because we really do have to get the word out there. I have been with Home Depot for 21 years. I have been with Community of Christ for 12 years. Through those two entities, I got involved with the homeless veterans through Do Good Multnomah. So with both of those companies, or my church and my job, which are both connected, we did the homeless vets. We also did family shelters in our church through, is that Human Solutions, Becky?
Yeah, that's right.
Human Solutions. So we did that for a fair amount of, a couple of years.
Number of years, yeah.
Yep, a number of years we did that. And when that went away, we still have this great passion to help families, and Becky, of course, she has the same passion. She looked out there and she found Family Promise, and she thought it was going to be a good fit for us.
Mhm.
There are families out there, you know, I don't know when it's too much to be talking. You know how I am,
That's
Tony.
You go, girl.
But do you know that there are 30% of the families, 30% of the people who are homeless out in Portland, Multnomah County are people of families, not just single people. 30% of the homelessness is families. 16.1% of Multnomah County alone are homeless people of color.
Mhm.
We only make up 7.1% in Multnomah County of the whole population. So we double the homelessness. We double the homelessness in our own community, you know. So it's a passion. We're trying to get out, reach out to those churches of color, BIPOC, you know, who are willing to, hopefully willing to help, because that's what churches are all about, you know, to help the community, bring them in. It is my passion that everybody would do God's work. And part of God's work is help the community, help our families. And the Black churches should be in it. I mean, it's for all churches, doesn't matter what color they are, but I'm reaching out to those churches of color and BIPOC. You know, go ahead, Tony, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, see, we can feel your passion, both of you ladies' passion, but I also want to get a special recognition, humbleness to all the ladies involved with Worship Me.
Yeah.
Where they're warriors, they have family members that's been victims, whatever the case may be. Straight Talk wants to know our hearts are out to you, and we humbly appreciate each one of you.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm all got
Here,
my
here.
pink on, trying to just let you
Here,
know
here.
I'm with you, right? But I know some of the viewers are probably asking, how did these two ladies with this big passion, one from British Columbia and one from Home Depot, how did you two ladies come together?
Yeah.
Either one of you can chime in on it.
You bet. Well, we go to church together. We both go, Sequinda and I go to the Community of Christ congregation. We're on 47th and Cooch. I grew up in the church. My grandfather and grandmother were both members of the Community of Christ. And, you know, I think, and Sequinda, you can probably speak better to this than I can, but I think one of the things that I love about our church is our commitment to ending suffering and abolishing poverty. That calls to me. That's you know, that's what I saw my grandpa and my grandma doing when I was growing up, right? We were always bringing a food basket to someone's house. We were stopping by to check in on somebody. We were helping out someone in need. That's how I grew up. That's what I think, you know, we are called to do, is to serve our neighbors in need. And so that's, you know, that's where I come to this from. And Sequinda and I go to the same church. We were part of serving families who were experiencing homelessness up until a couple of years ago, and want to get back into doing that. We have a big building. We have got a congregation with folks with huge hearts who want to make a difference, who are concerned about homelessness in the community. And we want to be a part of using both the volunteers in our congregation as well as the building and making a difference.
Miss Linda?
Yeah, so, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there who are like me. I wanted to help. I didn't know how to help.
Yeah.
Now we're reaching out to everyone. We want you to help. We want you to come and join our community of Family Promise. We're looking for support churches, people to come in, you know, for dinners and stuff like that, also to clean. We're looking for host churches who are willing for 7 days to hold these families at nighttime. There's a great need.
That's
7 days. I know you can do it. So, you know, we're just looking for, you know, we always do the tithes and offerings, right?
Yeah.
So tithes and offerings doesn't always mean money. That means offer yourself, you know, 10% of yourself. It doesn't always mean give the money. It means yourself. So giving time to God's mission is all our, you know, helping out with Family Promise is one of the missions that God wants us to do.
Yeah.
You know, for help the homeless, help the needy, help the poor, help the food insecure families. Do you know, though, also, Tony, that we have kids who are living in their cars right now going to school?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that? Living out there homeless. People are living in people's living rooms, in their garages. They don't have a place to go. So there's a great need, and the churches need to step up. we need to do God's work. We really do, Tony.
Right. We can feel you, Pastor, but I want to get into that light bulb moment where you two ladies met.
Oh,
Yes.
I think Seclinda hugged me the first, right? Didn't we hug the very first time we met?
yeah, we did. We did. Right in church. In church.
Sure.
That's right.
So both of you, you got this embrace, this hug. You both felt each other's passion. But what led you to the table for this project?
Yeah, I mean, good question. Go ahead, Seclinda. You were going to speak.
So okay. So Becky is the one who actually brought in Family Promise, correct, Becky?
Yeah, they kind of came to us as the
Okay.
church was involved with Daybreak Network. When Daybreak shut down, Family Promise said, if you want to keep doing this, we'd love to talk to you.
Right. So Becky brought it to church, right? And there was a lot of us at the beginning, but you know, COVID kind of shut it down, but we were
Yeah.
all in. How I became on the board is, to believe it or not, one of our board members, I wasn't on the board at all. One of our board members fell ill, right? And she called me up. She said, hey, Seclinda, I'm just going to really tell the truth, Becky. I'm going to tell it like it is.
Great talk.
She said, we need you on the board. We need a little bit of a diversity, you know, a little bit of spot of color,
Right.
you know, in there. And she was older, white female. But she said, we really need you, Seclinda. Would you be willing to work on the board? And of course, I was really scared, Tony, I'll be honest with you. I have a passion, but you know, I'm like a lot of other people. I don't want to step up. I want to be in the background. I don't think Becky believes that though, but
Are you kidding? I'm scared every day.
Every
We do.
day.
I know.
It's hard doing hard things.
But you know, when something come out there like that, and you know it's a push that God is giving you, then you just do it, you know. So Becky and the group accepted me, but somebody from the board let me in. So I'm sure they would have, if I asked, I would have been in anyway, but
Yes, you bet.
know, yeah,
And
that's how I became a board member.
awesome. That speaks to her heart. What's the young lady's name that recommends you?
Nikki.
Go ahead, Becky.
Nikki, right?
Yeah, Nikki,
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, older lady, she's, what was she, like 89 or
Oh my goodness.
87?
Good question. I don't know
Yes.
the answer.
Yeah. So yeah, she said she's very smart. She was a good part of the board. She was there for 2 years, right, Becky? Or when you since you
About a
guys
year.
started?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, about a year. Yeah. But she had to move to Florida. She could have did it by Zoom, but she wanted someone to take her place. She did ask me, probably because of my passion with
Yeah.
homelessness. You know, today I did a lot of pictures of all the homelessness, and we had a church service all about that, you know, about where God is moving us.
Mhm.
Right. Well, the reason I asked about Miss Nikki, because we
Okay.
definitely want to say that
Thank
to her, honor her,
Yeah.
because her spirit, it was poured into her to ask you.
I know.
That's
And the
right.
fact that she did that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about her. And so hopefully we can get a little clip of this to Miss Nikki so she can
You
see
bet.
that we honored her and we appreciated her so much for what she did. And so that was something she's seen in you as well. And
Yeah.
somewhere I read it said your gift will make a way for you. And that's what's happening right here with Family
Yeah.
Promises.
Yeah, that's so right. That's so right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Miss
was just gonna say that's so right, right? Nikki was brave and called you and said, we need you. And it's hard to ask people to step up, right? It's hard because we know everybody's got busy, full lives. And I'm really glad she did.
Now,
And can I tell you something, Tony? Just a
Absolutely.
quick little snippet.
oh, absolutely.
She called me from her hospital bed.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. she called. So we made an appointment. The day of our appointment, the time of our appointment, she went to emergency. She
Mhm.
made her nurse call me at home and tell me everything, you know, because she couldn't talk. She couldn't speak words yet. But yeah, so it was really a passion. She wanted to make sure that I got on that board.
Oh my goodness. My
Yep.
goodness. That's powerful within itself. Just
Yeah.
that whole transition part of that. Just how you became a part of this. And like I said, your gift, they say your gift will make a way for you.
Mhm.
Now, how does the church get involved? Kind of walk us through
Yeah,
process of what this project is and how it will be implemented in the churches.
you bet. You bet. You want me to jump in, Sequinda?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're working to do here, I will tell you, is not new. There are Family Promise chapters all across the country working with churches and volunteers to provide shelter and support to families experiencing homelessness right now. 200 communities. There's one right here in the region in Beaverton, Tualatin Valley, Clark County, Salem. But what we don't have is one here serving families in Portland, and that's what we're working to start. So Family Promise of Metro East will work with 13 host congregations. So congregations like ours, Community of Christ, who have said 4 weeks out of the year, we are going to provide shelter overnight for 3 to 4 families who are experiencing homelessness as they do the really hard work to get back into permanent housing. So 13 churches are going to come together. 9 of us have come together so far. We are looking for 4 more host congregations. Congregations like ours with space where at night when we close the doors, it's empty. We should use that space for families, right? And that's what we're working to do. So we'll have 13 host congregations.
Wow.
Then we'll have 26 support congregations. So these are congregations who might not have space or ability to be able to host families overnight, but they want to be part of this effort too. And so each host congregation is going to be paired up with 2 support congregations who are going to provide additional volunteers to help during our hosting weeks. Our job as host congregations will be to welcome families at about 5 o'clock every night, provide a warm meal for the 3 to 4 families that are staying with us, up to about 14 people. Provide activities for families between dinner time and bedtime. And that looks different, from our experience at Clinton, that looks different based on the family, right? It might just mean holding a baby for a while mom has a rest. It might be reading to kids or playing board games.
Yeah.
It might just be having conversation, right? And helping folks rebuild connections and rebuild and just be treated like human beings, right? And with the respect and love that they deserve. Then we'll have each church will have 2 volunteers who stay overnight with families during the hosting week. And then in the morning when folks get up, we make breakfast. And then families will return to a day center where they can have access to computers, showers, laundry, a place to get mail, and I think most importantly, to meet with the Family Promise staff that we'll be hiring that will help them do all the applications and all the navigation and things that it takes to get back into permanent housing.
This is powerful.
It's simple when you think about it, right? We've got, again, space in our buildings. We have got pews or chairs full of people who have full hearts and want to make a difference and want to be part of solving one of the biggest challenges in our community right now, right, is homelessness. And I would say, one thing our church sure knows how to do is feed people. So that dinner part and the breakfast part, we got that down.
Yeah.
With just 5 loaves of bread.
We love through food.
Yes. And I also want to give a special respect out to the pastor, the name of the church, and the pastor that's pastoring the church, because he embraced this as well. So
Daniel.
Either one of you can name of the church and the pastor. We just want to give a shout out to him.
Go ahead.
Well, in our congregation,
yes,
Daniel Rose is the pastor, although we started this conversation before Daniel became pastor. So it's, we started that conversation with Val, and she really helped us become part of it. And then, joining us, just to let you know, so far we've got Ascension Catholic Church, Portland Mennonite Church, Tabor Heights United Methodist Church, C3 Church here in the Cully neighborhood, Grant Park Church, Family Pentecostal Church of God, David of Wales.
What about the Family Pentecostal Church of God?
Yep, mentioned them.
And you already did C3 Church?
C3 Church, yeah.
Process of Reedwood Friends Church, Oaks Parish, and Matlin.
Yeah, we're talking to all of those folks so far. So we've got a really beautiful interfaith group of congregations coming together to do this effort, which I think makes it even more beautiful.
It
Oh,
does.
this is powerful.
I do
Now,
too.
is there a place for our young people to get involved too? I was going to ask that question if they want to volunteer.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Once we're up and serving, we will have, like my daughter used to, when we were hosting with Daybreak, she would
Okay.
come to the church and help serve dinner, might play games with some of the kids, the youth that were with us at the
Read.
time. We'll find opportunities for sure.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is there a special day for churches to get involved, a roll in the call number, or how? Because the churches that see this, we are hoping and we're sending that energy out to them
Yeah.
that they say we want to be involved with this program as well. How do they get in touch? Is it website numbers?
Yeah. Yep. Website is the best way to start. It's www.familypromisemetroeast.org. And my phone number is on there. Folks can give us a call, and we'll, here's what we've been doing, Tony, is as we meet new churches or as we call new churches, we first go out and meet either with the pastor, or some churches have a committee. Some have an elder council. We'll do a presentation and answer questions. And then most congregations have invited us after they've sort of had an initial conversation and shown some interest. We'll come and do, for some congregations, I've done a full sermon on Family Promise. Others, a short presentation after church. So we want to come talk to you and share more information about this, and we'd be happy to do it anytime you'd invite us in.
Oh my goodness, I like that. Miss Linda, do you had a comment on that? You want some? Was you sharing something?
No, I just
Okay.
wanted Becky to make sure she gave the website address, and that we are welcoming all churches of all faiths,
That's right.
all backgrounds. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Because
All are called.
as Seclinda mentioned earlier, homelessness disproportionately impacts people of color in our community, right?
Yes.
And we want to make sure that churches that are part of Family Promise really reflect the folks that we are going to be serving, and that everybody feels safe and welcome, and that they've got somebody to talk to.
Absolutely. And just the fact that you're reaching out to these other churches and the door is open for the other churches. If you will, please, before we close out, could you each, if you have something you would like to share, because I want to make sure you both full of so much passion. And I know we couldn't catch it all in this little time, but we certainly hope and wish and be honored that each one of you come back. And if you want to bring some of the new pastors aboard that's been a part of the project, so people can get a visual of other pastors and churches getting involved, and they can bless somebody as well. So either one of you ladies can share some parting words. And please, again, we'll get the email out and the phone number, well, the phone number is in the email out again. Miss Linda, Miss Becky, each one of you.
I'll talk first. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
There's a couple of phrases.
Okay.
One is if not now, then when? If not me, then who?
Oh my God.
Right? I'm just saying. I want everybody to say that to themselves. If not me, then who's gonna do it? Right? And if you're asking for help, God has already sent it. It is you. You are the help. That's the help that needs to come. That's what I have to say. Tony, thank you.
Wow.
That's Seclinda, you always
I'm glad I don't have to follow that
every day. That's right. I'll just say that I think I haven't talked to one person who lives in Portland who is not worried about how many people are sleeping outside.
Yes.
Right? The problem is bad, and the families that we are going to serve with Family Promise, that we're not even really seeing them, right? Parents are doing their best to keep their babies safe, and they're doing that not on the street corner, but in cars or, couch surfing between people's houses. And I think we're all concerned, and yet it's also really big and scary and hard. And this is a meaningful yet modest way that churches can get involved and make a difference. We're not asking for your building 365 days a year. We're not asking for you to volunteer 12 hours a day. We are asking for churches to sign on with us to host families 4 weeks out of the year in network with 13 other congregations. It's a meaningful way to make a difference, but it's also scaled so that we can actually take on these commitments. And that's why we're really asking folks to join us.
Now, I saw Miss Linda putting some numbers up there.
I just said 7 days.
7 days,
Days.
7 days, 4 weeks a year. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 7-4, 7-4.
And we know something scripturally, something happened in 7 days. So that
There you
number right
go.
there. Yes.
That's right.
That's right, that's right.
Well done. I think between the three of us, this energy, I think we could change the world. This
Oh,
is
my
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Good, so
I
good.
received that. I received that. Ladies and gentlemen, so you have heard from Miss Becky Lee and Miss Lucinda Porter. They are on the board of Promise, Family Promise, and they're just trying to make a way. Not trying, they are making a way. And they just want you to be a part of this project. So the email will come up, get in touch with them, and be a part of this awesome, awesome project. And again, Straight Talk will be honored to do whatever we can. Let us know, and we're there for you. As we close out, we say thank you so much. We are appreciative of you. We humble ourselves to you as your servants, so please let us know.
Okay, here we go.
Again, you have heard from Becky Lee and Miss Linda Porter from Family Promise, and they're just making a way for you to keep your promise to serve the people. We thank you again. Straight Talk is the show that cares about you, where the information comes from the people to the people. And love is the answer. Who cares what the question is? Have a blessed day, and thank you so much. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
you.